for me. I don't know if I said that before. I meant to say it. I said it in my head at least.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So,
Unless I'm also in your head.
that's scary for me. I don't know if I said that before. I meant to say it. I said it in my head at least.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Oh, whoops. In Chrome in the background.
So that would have been a fun echo for you
Yeah.
to try to troubleshoot.
I was like, what's going on? And then it was like, oh yeah, I left that running instead of closing it after I made you a moderator.
Is it just me, or do you have two icons for Deadly Reentry?
I do. I don't know why they're both there. I only have one install of Deadly Reentry, so. But the game is stable, so I don't mess with it.
I know that feeling all too well.
Right.
Lots of kitties.
So, kind of my plan with this is one, it gives me someone to talk to, so it helps keep the stream moving. Two, it's a better way for people who come to watch that watch or that listen to the podcast. Like, they can get an introduction to more people on the show than just Biff and Nos. And then three, I'm hoping that by having the guests, I'll get more viewers. So it's like a win-win-win.
Yeah, then I plug my YouTube channel like crazy, right?
You can plug your channel as much as you want.
Well, right now I think we're the only two on here, so it doesn't really matter.
I still haven't watched the second Freelancer Let's Play.
I think the first episode just getting on those views was a fluke.
Never know. I set up a Google AdWords campaign today. Hi, Spaceman.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Like, I'm doing it as like a test. I'm giving it a maximum budget of $1 a day. Even with that, it says that I should get 50 clicks, or it estimates I can get 50 clicks a day and 50,000 impressions based on my keywords.
Wow, I've never messed with that.
But yeah, I'm doing some testing. In all of the YouTube kind of help things that you can go and see, they recommend that if you're going to run an AdWords campaign, around Christmas is the best time to run it. So,
Well, define Christmas. Are we talking about the actual Christmas holiday, or are we talking about the shopping season?
no, the Christmas shopping season.
Also, it's the last 7 or 8 months of the year. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much. But I figured now would be an okay time to start.
Yeah, because it's only, what, 100 some shopping days till Christmas?
Yeah. I do all of my shopping around Black Friday / Cyber Monday. Hopefully, Spaceman, there's more viewers than you.
Well, I'm sitting on the stream, so I'm the second person.
Yeah, I know. Also, no offense to you either, Rage, but hopefully there's more viewers here.
Well, what if I do take offense to that?
Too bad.
Well, some therapist you are.
I'm not doing therapy right now.
I sure hope not. I'd be a hell of a therapist. Oh, just get over it.
Just get over it.
Now take off your pants.
You want... Oh, so that's my thing. Biff's it's his fault that everything goes wrong. Nos's is what?
Ripping off coconuts from Walmart?
Yeah. Sure. Yours is being velvety smooth. Hey, be cool. And mine is nudity.
And being salty at times.
You mean salty all the time?
I'm not that salty. Just a hint of salt.
So, Spaceman, we are sending a probe, actually to Ike, but I just put Duna because of I saw The Martian on Sunday. So yesterday. That's a really good movie.
Okay, now let's see if I can figure out how to block someone. Because we've already got a spam bot and I can't figure out how to do this.
You can do it, Rage. I believe in you. Bring down the ban hammer. Need some more batteries. So let's do a. Ooh. Did you get him banned?
Have to look this up because I hadn't worked on this yet. Actually, hang on, let me refresh the stream, see if that gives me the controls, because it should be where I'm looking, but I'm not seeing them.
Yeah. I can. Like, the only problem is I can't do it from inside
Okay,
the
there
inlay.
it is.
What does the contract actually say? It should be the band sword.
Yeah, but that's too elegant.
Alright. So the purpose of this mission is we're back in career, everybody. Excuse me. And I have a contract to go to Ike. And because I saw The Martian last night, I just put to Duna. But we might go to Duna too if we've got enough Delta V.
Yeah, which how was your Martian experience?
It was amazing. So the normal theater that I go to didn't have a movie time that worked with the time that we could go. So we went to the old theater in town. And they used to be really crappy, but apparently they've been doing some renovation to try and compete with the Carmike that opened up last year. Excuse me. Oh. And they have recliners. Every seat is a recliner.
Sounds like my type of place.
It was amazing. I had an amazing experience. So. And the movie was awesome as well.
Well, obviously you're not part of the main Kerbalcast staff because
Apparently
I think it's a
not.
requirement that you have a crappy experience watching The Martian. Ooh, that is not much clearance on those legs. Remember, I am on a delay, so...
Yeah, I know.
You may be able to get away with it if you lock the suspension. What is the gravity to Ike, anyway? It's pretty low, isn't it?
It's very low, but I'm gonna have a different solution. This will give me both a wider stance and fix that problem of not having enough ground clearance. Let's just be sure. Oh yeah, plenty of space. I have no idea how much Delta V it takes to get to Duna, actually.
I would have to go look at a map. I was to Duna once in my career.
I've been to Duna a few times, but I haven't been since I started using Kerbal Engineer. So I always used to just have to guess. I'm actually gonna get myself another fuel tank, or a bigger fuel tank. For my very large probe.
Yeah, I'm looking up the Delta V requirements.
Spaceman just put it in chat. 6100 to Duna.
Yeah, all right.
I'm assuming that's from launch.
I would assume so. To Ike, it's actually 5140 minimum.
Sweet.
And
Well,
this is using the updated Delta V chart, by the way. So it's showing the absolute maximum getting to, or minimum getting to Kerbin orbit being 3200, which is very, very optimistic. Yeah, typically I use a piloting error of about 10%.
you're not very generous with that.
No, that's minimum. Usually I go 20%. 10% is something if I'm absolutely certain if I'm going to be able to hit it. Yeah, things I've practiced a lot, like a Mooner mission or something like that.
Yeah, I've gotten over the course of putting together my tutorials, I have gotten extremely good at certain things.
So I would say probably shoot for the 6100, and that's going to be a plenty of leftover just to get to Ike. And
I
that
think.
is, of course, assuming that you don't hit it.
All right, I'm over my weight limit, so I can't do that.
Yeah, it's going to be Murphy's Law, isn't it? Ike is always in the wrong position. You don't want to encounter it, Ike jumps in front of your your flight path. You want to encounter it, it's on the other side of the planet.
So, what do you think about 1.0.5?
Uh, I like the idea that they're pushing out the content early. Well, the content that they have done. But I do not like the connotations of this patch. It just makes me think 1.1 is going to be December at the very earliest. And I'm
Yeah,
starting to think that we're not going to see it this year. Even though they have assured us several times that it's going to be this year, I'm not buying it. And it sounds like most of the people are agreeing with me that sent in letters this week.
did
I
you
was afraid I would.
listen to
Well,
them?
no, we talked about it during the multiplayer thing
Oh yeah, that's right.
a little bit.
Duh.
Yeah, I was afraid I was going to be the one dissenting voice being all negative. And no,
Oh no, I was negative about it as well.
I really hope I'm wrong. I really am.
I hope you are too. I hope I'm wrong too. I want it to be really good, but
Oh, I think it's going to be good. It's just it's going to take ages to get here. But I think after 1.0 and the troubles that they had at launch,
mhm.
they need to have 1.1 polished a lot better than what they had the launch version.
Alright, we're gonna give this shot. Give this a shot.
I mean, the big ones I remember was the sea kind of boiling craft that landed in it.
Hmm.
Or did you ever have that one?
I don't think I had that one.
Yeah, basically the sea is supposed to act like a giant heat sink and cool your craft, but they
Uh-huh.
screwed up somewhere along the way, putting in the heat system that they really didn't test before they launched, by the way. And when a craft landed it in the initial launch version, it dumped heat into the craft and boiled it.
So it just blew up immediately.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And of course, we know the memory leak from the heat indicators.
Hmm. I hope that all of that is fixed properly, finally. All of the heating stuff. I think that if that works properly, I will be okay with it. Like, I'm more annoyed about it because, I mean, you know how I am about wanting the 1.1 64-bit release.
Oh, yeah. Oh, trust me, I'm right up there with you.
But I think I would be okay with this if they genuinely fix all of the heating problems and get that working just right.
Yeah, the heating issues have been plaguing KSP ever since they put in the heating system.
You know what? I did not do this, and I'm so low in my launch, I'm actually going to go back and do this. I should have put a Kerbal Engineer computer on there so I can keep an eye on my Delta V.
Or just upgrade your tracking station to stage 3 and you don't have to worry about that anymore.
I did not know. I've never, like, this is the first, or these career games I have been playing are the
Oh, trust
first.
me, I tried to figure out why I was getting engineered data for the longest time because I was starting to track asteroids to be able to look for one that I could nudge into an orbit without having the claw. You know, just one that was just barely getting an escape velocity.
Hmm.
And I realized that I was getting Kerbal Engineer data for the longest time, and then I finally figured out why I was doing it. It was because I was uh, at stage 3, which you just upgraded to.
Yeah. I did not know that Stage 3 of the tracking station always gave you Kerbal Engineer.
Yeah, if I'm
I've
not
used Kerbal
mistaken,
Engineer for a long
I
time,
could
but
be
I've never
wrong on
played
that,
a
but
career
I'm
since I've
pretty
had it.
certain it is. The other thing is, if you have an engineer on board, it also did it.
Yeah, I knew that. Yay, Kerbal Engineer data. Alright, gotta organize everything because of things that are in the way on screen. Let's see.
Yeah, the only thing I'm really not looking forward to on the 1.1 update is just how many mods are going to break.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, and I'm afraid that there's some out there that are kind of legacy mods that are just working just kinda. That's never going to get fixed.
Yeah, I think
Which
that
don't which which we need to get the 1.1 update. There's no getting around it, but it's going to be sad.
yeah, I think I'm gonna lose KW Rocketry this time because that mod hasn't been updated in something like 8 months.
Yeah, but isn't that just really a part pack?
It is, but when the um, 1.0 mod came out, or the 1.0, it had some serious problems, and someone in the community came up with a little script that you could run that would make it compatible with 1.0.
I think a mod like that. Well, I think the community is going to patch KW Rocketry again, and it's not going to get hit as badly as something like ScanSat or the Toolbar mod. Those are
Is
going to be ones that are going to be hit hard.
is ScanSat a legacy mod?
No, ScanSat isn't a legacy mod. I'm just saying that it's a. I'm using a comparison between a mod that has a lot of UI elements, and ScanSat was the first one that jumped in my head,
Hmm.
and one that's purely a parts mod like KW Rocketry.
Yeah, I've never ever used ScanSat.
Oh,
Like,
I love ScanSat.
I don't have anything against it. I like its concept as a mod. I've never used it personally.
It is a performance hog, so it's one of those that I'm really looking forward to seeing how it performs for 1.1.
It's probably a good thing I've never used it if it's a performance hog.
Yeah, that and between that and remote tech, it kind of makes the map screen run a little sluggish, which is something that Biff was complaining about.
Hmm.
But he was thinking that was the satellites and not the drawing between them, which actually maybe I should have wrote in about that now that I think about it, but
You
I
know,
got caught up on the patch.
I forgot all about that. I was gonna mention that in my letter.
Because
Uh,
I'm fairly sure it's just KSP's not drawing the splines very efficiently. And I was going to launch a rough satellite network, basically throw as many satellites I could into orbit to test it.
hmm.
And then I hit my interesting bug that I told you about of crashing into the launch pad at 400 meters elevation. I
When
have no idea why it's doing that.
it just doesn't like you. Sorry, Rage.
I'm serious. It's acting like I'm going up 400 meters and plowing straight down when my rocket's still vertical.
When is the last time you've played KSP?
Before doing my test trying to get the ScanSat bug, really, it's been a few weeks.
Yeah,
The
I don't.
problem with it, the problem is that, I play my mod save, which is outside of my Steam folder, which means that it doesn't update my Steam hours or last played, so I can't tell you exactly.
Hmm. Well, that makes
But
sense then.
I mostly quit. Well, partly due to thinking 1.1 was closer than a year away. Oh, I really hope it's not a year away.
Man, I hope
And
not either.
also, I was hitting some really nasty bugs, particularly the heat issue. Let's just put it this way: I had rocket designs that all of a sudden was completely unstable, and I couldn't figure out why. No matter what I did to the design, it would still overheat on the launch pad. And this was designs that I had worked flawlessly in the past.
Part count is the biggest problem for me. You get a big part count vehicle of some kind, instant heating bug issues.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I think part of that may be just friction between all the parts. Maybe. Do they do friction on the parts?
I don't think so.
I mean, I know they have a lot of phantom forces that build up if you have a large part count.
Phantom forces?
Yeah, the way the game actually designs a craft is instead of having all the parts welded together, essentially, they're flying in formation.
Hmm.
So your rocket, instead of being a engine, fuel tanks, command pod, whatever, it's just the engine flying in formation behind the fuel tanks, flying behind the command pod, and it's held together by the couplings between them, which is broken by a certain amount of force applied on them, but through usually aerodynamic stress. Well, once it gets to a certain point, just the little errors in all the uh, stuff holding the ship together builds up and starts to cause oscillations. It causes it to vibrate. It could cause it to rotate. Or in some cases, it just causes it to move forward.
Interesting.
Which is one reason why I'm hoping the 64-bit fixes issues with high part counts.
I love
I know
Kerbalcast
there's
clock. Makes planning
there,
transfer windows so easy.
yeah. Oh, I love it, and there was actually a full-on transfer window planner that's a little bit more handy because you could see not just the optimum transfer window, but also the little times that in between that you could get uh, a little bit of savings.
Uh huh. That's nifty.
So you could use that to uh, get a rescue mission out really quickly if need be. Yeah, it's almost like they planned a movie around that or something, huh?
Almost. Speaking of The Martian, man, that was such a good movie. I just can't stop going on about it, how good it was. I've talked to everyone that I know today, and they're like, "Oh, how was your weekend?" It's like, I went to go see The Martian. It was amazing. You should go see it. My
Yeah,
wife
unfortunately, it's
loved
a
it.
hell of a trek for me.
She dislikes normally she dislikes movies like that. She really liked it. I'm pretty sure most of that is down to Matt Damon. Like, not only is he a gorgeous man, but he really pulled off that performance. It was amazing.
You know, every time I hear the name Matt Damon, I hear the Matt Damon from Team America World Police in my head.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
The joke is that basically when they were making his doll, it came out looking, well, to use the non-PC term, little retarded. So they so they made every single one of his lines him just yelling Matt Damon. It's so wrong but brilliant.
So while we wait on the transfer window to Duna, I'm gonna work on this mission at Minmus. I've got two: explore Minmus and plant a. Is it flat by Minmus? Plant a flag. Yeah, and explore Minmus and land on Minmus. Minmus is another one that I've got pretty much down pat. Minmus is where I established my first mining base, so I'm very familiar with Minmus. What am I looking for? Service bay. I love service bays. I used to always use Mark II stuff back before service bays existed because I hated just sticking random science parts on the outside of my vessel.
Oh yeah, I was using a mod for a pseudo service base for quite a while.
Am I looking for science?
It was quite amazing. Yes, I know. I'm a heavy mod user. Maybe I should get a support group or something.
Kerbal Anonymous. Or Modders Anonymous. I use a lot of mods too. I mean, not right now, just because at this point I'm just like, I just want a stable game. But normally I use a lot of mods. I'm down to kind of what I consider my essentials slash favorites. Second service bay.
Yeah, if I get down to my essentials, it's still quite a bit. Mostly because there's a part pack or two in that.
Yeah, the only part pack I'm using right now is KW Rocketry. Normally I use a few. Oh, I'm also using KAX. I guess that's also a part pack.
And also D-Magic Science.
And okay, alright, I use a lot of part packs.
I'm just using this. Oh, okay, and this.
And that one.
Oh, okay, and this.
And that one.
I'm actually a little shocked that they haven't tried to incorporate D-Magic into the base game.
D-Magic is so good. I love all those extra science parts that they add. Have I got everything? I'm not going to take the solar particle collector this time. Flight computer. Well, be cool. I also use ferrum, so having all that stuff sticking out on the side kills my aerodynamics as well. That's good. Biff wanted me to mention to you guys, now that there's a few people in here, that the latest episode of Kerbalcast is live. If you
Yeah,
would
I'm
like
going
to
to
go
download that now.
Alright.
And the viewer numbers drop.
No, it went up. It just went up to 4. It
I was
at
making
3.
a joke.
Oh, okay. See, this thing's heavy. I'm gonna use... No, I'm not gonna use 2. It's okay. I need some more batteries, though. Oh, nice. The new save file for the group station. So you put it, your module around the mun, right?
You know that's not going to stop people from building monstrosities. They're just going to hyper edit it there.
That's a good plan, actually. Thanks. I'll go ruin that one as well. 100-kilometer orbit of the mun. Phone vibrated. Ooh. Aki just favorited my post. Maybe he'll come watch.
Well, Aki shaved his beard, so I don't know him anymore.
I trimmed my beard. Oh, I forgot all about that. I mean,
I didn't even know you had one.
Yeah, I've got a beard. I did hyper-edit fuel into the monstrosity because I forgot, or I messed up my launch, and then I forgot to put ore on it. So we did some hyper-editing.
I wonder if anyone actually saved their spacecraft or their launchers into that save file other than me.
I think I did.
Because that might be interesting as well. Even though my launcher for the initial module was a little overkill because I wanted to have fuel to zero out the orbit.
Right, we have got way too much delta V in this stage. How much delta V is there with just that? Maybe half? Yeah. Actually, we could do this. We could go with the... That's the KW rocketry. Go with the short one. Put that there. And then use some of these little fuel tanks. So Rage, what do you think about my building process? I'm always curious, like whenever I watch streamers or watch people on YouTube, like the way that they build things. I'm always like, I do this differently than that, or differently than them.
It's interesting. Typically on my build, I try to tune things a little bit more.
When you say tune, what do you mean?
Well, for example, try to get my engines as close to a certain thrust-to-weight ratio as possible.
Gotcha.
But then again, I'm also a bit of a tinkerer. I do like the idea of drop tanks. I've used those before.
Well, these aren't drop tanks per se. I've got them sitting here on the side to add stability to my landing legs. But I do use drop tanks a lot on airplanes. I love drop tanks.
On my workhorse aircraft, which is my prop plane, for local stuff, I do build jets eventually, but for career games, it's a lot easier to get the prop planes with a lot of range. I actually have a basic one that I use, and I just attach science modules to it over and over again.
A basic plane?
Yeah, a basic plane, and since I use Kerbal construction time, I'm actually able to recover that plane and make edits to it without having to rebuild it.
I mean, so Kerbal Construction Time is a mod that I want to use, but I never have. And that is kind of one of the mods that I'm waiting for 1.1. It and MKS. Like I started with MKS.
MKS is one that takes up so much memory. Whew.
I know. I think that was my biggest problem before. I don't know why I just did that.
While Kerbal Construction Time, it's also starting to make use of Carbon Side,
Curb
which
inside.
allows you. It's a mod that allows you to basically build other space centers,
Uh-huh.
and also bomb in career mode. And it's actually starting to get to the point where it's supporting it, where you're able to have multiple launch centers building things at once. Ooh, that doesn't look healthy.
No, it does not.
Actually, got a little bit of part clipping on your side tanks there as well.
Where?
Yeah, there you go. You fixed it.
Oh,
Remember, I'm
okay.
behind you.
Yeah, that's true. You are. I wish I could get the delay down.
And there goes another one.
I wish I could get the stream delay down more, but I don't know if there's a way to do that. Like, I've got my
Spaceman, I told you to run. I figured out the banhammer.
but I've got the stream delay set to 0 on XSplit. And then
Yeah,
I know
well,
there's
it
going to be
also
a
has
delay
the encoding
anyways. What did you say?
well, it's mostly encoding and rebroadcasting everything. Yeah, let's see. Bot latency to you right now is 7.34 seconds.
That's not too bad.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think.
Sorry, that's to the encoder. To the broadcaster, it's 10 seconds.
Okay. I mean, 10 seconds I don't feel like is that bad.
Yeah, supposedly YouTube streaming is a lot better on delay, but well, for one, it's YouTube, so you're not going to have the audience. I really don't think YouTube streaming is going to take off. I'd like it to. I like Twitch to have a competitor, but I'm just not seeing it.
I've considered using it a couple times, but I just never have. And we need launch clamps.
Well, it's like everyone was talking about how Steam Broadcasting was going to take a real bite out of Twitch.
Well,
That hasn't happened.
well, the
I
problem,
think most people have forgotten about Steam Broadcasting.
I've never actually used Steam Broadcasting. I don't think. Like, people have came and watched me on Steam before, but that's just streaming, right? It's not the same as their broadcaster. Right.
Yeah, the full thing is basically just putting out a public stream. But there's just not many people using Steam Broadcasting like that, I should say.
Oh, I thought one-star people who weren't pilots could do SAS. Whoopsie. Right, let's fix that. And we're just gonna put a probe core up here. And slap some solar panels on it.
Actually, this is a fun experiment.
What
Care to
is-
guess the top Steam broadcast right now? How many viewers?
Can I have a hint at the game? What's the game that they're playing?
Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Um,
And I am assuming this is the top because it seems to be going down in numbers.
I'm gonna guess 1,500 viewers.
I remember this is Steam Broadcasting.
I know. I felt like I guessed low.
Be Cool is a hell of a lot closer, and he's still over.
Really? He's over at 27?
If this page is correct, the top Steam broadcast right now, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, has 16 viewers.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's amazing how many people have forgotten about Steam broadcasting.
I mean, I get more than 16 viewers sometimes.
Yeah, I mean it's just astonishing. And let's see, and I should say that's the only broadcast I see here that has more than double digits.
Full speed ahead. Oh, whoops. Well, at least I didn't explode and die. Oh yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
lost 2 of my side. Whoops. We gotta start over.
Fire Z missiles.
I hit revert to VAB instead of revert to launch. Accidentally hit spacebar. Whoopsie.
Sure, accidentally.
I did.
I need to step away for just a moment. So keep them entertained by yourself for a moment. Damn
Alright.
cat.
Quick, let's blow something up. I already did that though. So next week's tutorial is gonna be, or this week's I guess. I don't know, the next recording is building stuff. I did see in the description actually for this week's episode that Biff goes roving. So I wonder if Biff used my rover tutorial to build himself a rover. That'd be pretty cool. And I have gotten off course. I'm just letting this thing hold. No, I don't mind if Biff joins TeamSpeak. I'll have 2 guests. We are doing a gravity turn completely by accident.
User joined your channel.
Hello, Biff.
Well, hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Hey, Rage. What's up?
He had to step away for a minute. I don't think he's back yet.
Oh, okay.
It's just me and you right now, Biff.
No, I think he's back.
Is he? Nothing yet.
I need to mute the channel. I was hearing everything coming back.
Oh crap, I forgot to lock the door when I stepped away. Biff snuck in.
Welcome to Monday Night Kerbalcast, Biff. I was going to have you on as a guest eventually, but I guess you can be here now. And you can always come back in the future.
Does this mean you don't want me anymore?
Nah, you stick around too, Rage. The more the merrier.
We always want Velvety Smooth.
I mean, once you get to hanging out with him all the time, it kind of loses its luster, Biff.
You or Velvety Smooth?
Well, both of us.
Well, you keep trying to analyze me.
Well, that's my job. That's what I do.
I'm not sure which is worse, him analyzing or just getting tired of me.
I didn't say I was tired of you. I just said that your voice lost its luster. Which actually isn't
Well,
true either, because I leave your YouTube videos running all the time in the background.
I was going to say that's partly your fault because you've been ranking up my YouTube count.
Did I accidentally put myself? No, I didn't.
Well, his voice will never lose its luster with me. I'm in awe.
You've got a fan rage.
I especially like his laugh.
What about his laugh is so special?
Well, when he sends in his audio letters, I always
The
imagine
little
him
chuckle.
sitting there. Yeah, the little chuckle. I always imagine you sitting there with like a cocktail, and you're commenting on things, and it's always, well, Quad announced an update this week. Here, let me take a sip. Yeah.
So, Biff, I haven't listened to the episode yet. I downloaded it just as we were starting.
Okay.
But it says in the description that you went roving. Did you use my rover tips to build something, or have you been working on it already?
Yeah, I never listen to anything you say.
Doesn't surprise me.
Of course I did.
How'd it work out for you?
Pretty good, except, and this is something that I found out after we recorded the podcast, so this part of it's a little out of date already. But this only happens with the rover probe core. If I launch and revert to VAB, it crashes the game. And it's only with the rover probe core.
Sounds like a personal problem.
The probing or the core?
Yes.
Good comeback.
Thanks. I mean, you
Yeah,
called me the wit that one time, so that's kind of what I should do.
Well, it was the only thing I could think of to rhyme with Brit.
I mean, I'm
I
okay
can
with
think
being
of
the
something,
wit.
but you went on the podcast.
Say that again?
I can think of something that rhymes with Brit, but you wouldn't allow that on the podcast.
Now, Rage, let's watch our potty mouth.
Biff is probably trying to think of it right now.
No, I thought of it the minute you said it, actually. You should chuckle.
Well, that's the problem is I'm on push to talk now, so whenever I'm laughing, I'm not pushing to talk
Okay.
or push to chuckle.
We'll just have to imagine your cocktail and the little chuckles.
So, is the mun in my way?
Am I just going to have to get a cocktail glass for my lemonade now whenever I record?
Absolutely.
Is that Lynchburg lemonade?
Yeah, sorry, it's just a regular pink lemonade this time. I still do have my not my Kerbalcast, but my Kerbal mug.
Well, did you see I changed my background?
Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
I'm glad you like it.
You were nice enough to gift me an image.
What did you do?
I sent him that background, remember?
Oh, so you actually did. Wait, no, yeah, you did that while we were on stream or something.
Okay, now I know who had the Lynchburg lemonade.
I do have.
There's that laugh. There's the laugh I wanted.
I keyed up just for you, Biff.
Thank you.
Well, I screwed it up. I had a maneuver.
Yeah, Rage, when you listen to the episode, I think you'll find that you were not in the minority.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that, to be honest.
I was too. I thought that
Let's
when
get
I
off.
was
I'll make a
talking,
course correction.
I thought that I was going to come off as Mr. Sourpuss, and then
Then
you
played
weighed
my audio
in,
letter.
and so did Nas said the same thing, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel pretty much the same way. I cut out a bunch of my audio letter from this week because I recorded it after we did the Kerbalcast MP stream of Civ 5, and I was really tired, and I might have had an adult beverage or two. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Granted, my audio letter I recorded before Squadcast, so me saying that I'm worried that it may not be this year. They specifically said that it's going to be this year, even though I'm not too sure about that yet.
But so I cut out a lot of my negativity. But I do have reservations about the whole thing.
Rage, this is not meant to be a suggestion. I'm just telling you that if you want to do that, it's fine. If you want to crib quotes, actual audio quotes from Max Maps' stream, you're welcome to do that as well.
Well, the thing is that most of the time from Squadcast, I'm getting a line or two at most. It's not editing that much of what I've already written. It's more just a little bit of tweaking here or there.
Okay. I was just saying I didn't know if you were refraining from doing that.
No, honestly, I hadn't really even considered it just because I don't use that much of Squadcast.
Okay.
And honestly, a lot of times Max audio is a little bit iffy. And I'd probably go nuts trying to clean it up.
Yeah, I've been there.
Biff, I have a question.
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
No, go ahead and finish your conversation with Rage.
Well, all I was going to say was that I wanted to thank Rage for what he does. He does an excellent job, and we made a point of saying that in this week's episode. I understand the amount of work that you're putting in on it, and you do an awesome job, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Biff. And Jared knows exactly what I do to my audio and how just crazy I get at times.
Yeah, he's got a few steps that he does to really improve that stuff. Oh, I burned too far.
Okay, what was your question?
My question is, so you were releasing episodes on Tuesday night, and now you're releasing them on Monday night. Is that because because I call my stream Monday Night Kerbalcast, so you release it on Monday? Or is that just
actually, I hadn't thought of that at all. We had just so many people had commented that they liked the Monday releases that I just started doing that. And the other thing too is we record on Saturday morning, and a lot of times I would have it together and ready to go by Monday, but I was keeping to that Wednesday release schedule. But here recently, some of the things that we've talked about have been time sensitive enough where it made more sense to try and release it as soon as I could get it assembled, which was usually Monday evening.
Right.
Called it. And that's exactly what I said. well, not the time sensitive part, but that you were just getting it together in time.
Yeah, typically we record on Saturday mornings, and I would either assemble it Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, or Monday evening, and then simply because I was holding to that previous release schedule, I would just sit on it. But again, with some of the more recent announcements, I kind of felt like it didn't make sense to hold it, especially if I held it a couple of days and then released it, and the time-sensitive information was already passed. Although I do realize the absurdity of time sensitivity with a podcast.
Yeah,
because people can always go back and listen to it later.
Well,
if
you'll go back to the there's some of the earlier episodes, especially, we're talking about things that you go back to them now, and it's like this stuff is a year out of date.
I go back from time to time to listen to the older podcast.
Yeah. I almost feel like telling people go to the one that says 1.0 and don't worry about anything before it.
Is that my dog? She's snoring very loudly. Probably as loud as you snore, Biff.
You'll never find out, J. Arthur.
I
Are you
wouldn't say
sure I
that
won't?
because I've heard Jared fall asleep on me before.
Yeah, I fell asleep once. I was really tired.
My son was showing me there's a video on YouTube of some guy that was doing some kid was doing a live stream and fell asleep. And the chat window just goes absolutely berserk with people making fun of him because he's, you know, camera's right on his face and he's just snoring up a storm.
Oh, my favorite stream highlight that I've seen lately is the guy that burns his house down live on stream.
I have seen that one.
I hope it's unintentional.
It's unintentional as far as I could tell. He was toying around with this new lighter, and he puts the match part of it. It's some sort of fancy lighter. I don't know anything about it. He puts a match on top of a bunch of tissues, one of which he soaked with lighter fluid from a little bit of spillage before. Yeah, entire trash bag goes up. He then drops it in the corner and tries to knock it out with cardboard boxes. Doesn't go well.
Nope. If you go look at the news report after that happened, there were several people that injured, and I know at least one person died.
Actually, that was a different one.
Oh, it was? Wait, 2 streamers set their houses on fire?
No. It was a different fire around the same time.
Oh, I was looking at the chat
There it
window.
is, finally.
Be cool or be cool is talking about some problems. That's what I was going to say, Rage. Remap your keys. Yeah,
I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Yeah, that's what I would say is remap your keys. Because that's one of the first things. Anytime I do a new install of Kerbal, that's one of the first things I do is go in and remap some keys.
What do you have remapped? Like
I've got, for example, throttle up is 9 on the number pad. Throttle down is 3. I've changed the on the RCS docking. I've changed it to where the I key is forward, the K is backwards, and then J and L are default left and right. And I've changed up and down to left shift, and left control.
I see.
In other words, somebody that tries to fly your crafts, they're going to be, what the hell are you doing?
I won't be able to do anything.
Well, I try and do it where, I can, I isolate the different controls to different hands. Because what I was doing when I would dock, initially I was switching between staging and docking. And once I remap the RCS keys, I can actually dock in staging, and I can use both left and right hands as I do it.
I dock in staging. I don't use docking
I've
mode.
never used the docking mode at all.
Yeah. Probably more of an answer than you wanted.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that would help be cool beyond what I said, and I'm coming up empty.
Well, it looks like, based on his comment in the chat, it looks like he's getting to it, because he says there's a vessel tab, and docking mode is useless. I never use that.
I don't know anybody that does, except for, I guess, you.
I don't anymore, but you can pretty much guarantee if there's an inefficient way to do it, Biff is going to do that until he figures out otherwise.
What's the adage? Big and fat and unnecessary?
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Biff.
And thank you so much, by the way.
Hey, I'm saddled with nudity, alright? You've got to have your thing still.
I could comment on what you just said, but I'm not going to.
You could, it's okay. The Kerbalcast stream still follows the kind of PG rule, but otherwise, you can say anything you want.
I like this to Duna with Rage. It's like James Bond.
Yeah, I've got the probe underway. I figured I'd do another mission.
To Duna with Rage.
I love From Russia with Love.
I fly to you.
It's my favorite Bond movie.
Commercial with Love?
Mhm.
Really?
Yep.
I will say it's either my favorite or one of my favorite Bond novels.
I've never read a Bond novel before.
I read every single one of them growing up, which may explain something. Ghost Shark. I still use docking mode. Allows me to keep the same hand layout. Don't have to move all over the keyboard. Yeah, that would be more efficient, wouldn't it?
I do have to move my hands all over the keyboard, but I just got used to it.
Your new nickname
Pretty
is
much how
Stevie
I
Wonder.
dock. Pretty much how I dock is left hand on WAD's, right hand on IJLK.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
I
do.
don't even move the mouse at all. I just have it in a chase mode.
Be Cool says I use two hands with docking, and I know that sounds worse than I mean.
Well, sometimes you gotta use two. Yeah, this is much more fun than me just sitting here by myself and
Get
occasionally
a
talking about
joystick,
something.
Oh, great. Unknown Spaceman says, get a joystick, you biffins.
Yeah, that's become a thing now.
I would say he misspelled it, but I know he didn't. And you always wanted to use two hands with your docking, Be Cool, because that's considerate.
And I have my gamepad. Does that count as a joystick?
I've got a joystick, but I don't use it with KSP.
I use my 360 pad for aircraft.
I can't believe you have a 360 pad. Listening to you complain about consoles all the time.
I don't know if this is because I started as a PC gamer and came to consoles later, but the WASD configuration just feels so natural to me.
Yeah, I've only used my gamepad for certain things. Watching me play a open world game like GTA is hilarious because I actually go between the keyboard and mouse and the gamepad depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah. Now, there's some games that, I can't play or I don't like to play anyway other than a gamepad. For example, any of the Lego games to me, try and play those on a keyboard and you just want to kill yourself.
I've never tried to play a Lego game on PC at all. I've
The
always played them on my Xbox.
the character movement, at least with the early games, I don't know if this is still a problem with the later ones, but the character movement, the WASD configuration keeps changing. For example, if you're moving forward with the W key and then you turn left, your A suddenly becomes forward.
Because of the fixed camera positions.
Don't get me lying. All I know is that you constantly have to keep adjusting your orientation on the WASD to keep up with whatever direction the character's moving. But yeah, if you, for example, if you're walking forward with W and you turn around and go in the opposite direction, to continue to go forward, you have to use your S key. And A and D switch places. That's why the gamepad is so much more natural when it comes to the Lego games. Ghost Shark says, I plan to get a HOTUS setup. Need to get it soon. My SciTech is blanking out on me.
Crapping's not really that bad of a word. Do you know what a HOTAS is, Biff?
Well, I don't know, because I could just see me saying that and you guys jumping all over me.
Nah.
Oh, we'll jump all over you.
I mean, you heard
Oh,
you
yeah,
heard us
we
the other
will.
night.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like I have to do that every so often with Biff around.
What, jump on me?
Hey.
You know it.
As long as you chuckle afterwards. You can always blame it on the beverage.
Alright. Got tons of Delta V left for landing on Minmus. F5 for safety as always. Let's get down to low Minmus orbit.
But I do eventually want to get a new joystick. I did dig my other one out of storage, and the potentiometer in it was just dead. Oh, it was so disappointing. I got, I had to dig up drivers for it, and to just find that it was just useless was terrible. And the worst thing is that I tore it apart to see if I could fix it, and turns out that it uses a custom part, so I can't even do anything with it, and it's something like 10 years old.
Wah, wah.
Hey, Jared, what are you doing? I thought you were going to Duna.
I am. I've got my probe on the way. So I'm doing a mission, and then...
Yeah, he juggles missions like I do.
Yeah, especially...
The power
like
of Kerbal Alarm Clock.
Yeah, and that's really important in career mode as well, so that, you know, you don't lose or waste contracts.
And also, well, something else I do for my career mode is I edit the save file so I could actually have more than 12 missions on the max level mission control.
It's unlimited, isn't it? On max level?
No, that's the thing. It's supposed to be unlimited. The thing is that the game will only give you so many contracts. Approximately 12 to 13.
I did not know that.
But you could actually edit a line in the persistent file to change the maximum number of contracts they'll generate at once. The tier limits are still there, but you have more choices.
Chasing retrograde.
I guess I'll have to take that fix out for you, huh?
Yeah, that would be nice.
How do you change character names? Can you edit the game file to do that?
Yeah.
You can, but the thing is that character names also determine their role.
Good job,
Oh,
Be
that's
cool.
cool.
I'm glad that fixed
Yeah.
it.
Be Cool says remapping wheels to the number pad fixed the rover issue I was having. Ah, good job. Awesome possum.
Yeah, they were a little lazy when they put in the character roles, because the actual roles are based on a hash of the character name. So any Kerbal named Jebediah Kerman will always be a pilot, for example.
But can you go into the game file and just rename a character?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
there's
can do
also
that.
mods to do it as well. That a little bit easier on the fly, you know.
Okay.
What is it? Kerbal... Shoot, I've used
Crew
it before.
Manifest.
That's it, Crew Manifest.
And you can toy around with the capitalization to get the role you want usually.
I did not know that. When I renamed all of the crew for the Infinity mission, it changed all of the roles, and I was like, well, crap, I had it in my head, like, what everybody was going to do. But I just kind of made it up.
I want to rename one of my Kerbals Jared and then just torture him.
And then just what?
Torture him.
Why?
I want to take out my frustration. I have shrink issues.
Oh,
Well,
Biff.
it is getting cold outside.
Yep.
I really can't stay. Baby, it's cold outside. I
Yeah.
saw...
Yeah, you gotta love a date rape song. Have you listened to the lyrics of that song?
I have. Because you said torture, that's why I picked it.
Well, I mean, at one point she says, "Is there something in my drink?"
Yep.
That is a creepy song if you really listen to it.
Yet, it's a Christmas classic.
Yeah.
We're in F5. I think I'm okay, but... just to be on the safe side.
It's a Christmas blackout classic.
It's my suicide burn distance.
Yeah, I want to rename a Kerbal Jared and run experiments like, how fast can I slam him into planets and
Pretty
how
fast.
long will it take him? How long will it take him to burn up in re-entry?
I don't think Kerbals can burn up on re-entry.
Oh, yeah, they can.
I've never seen it happen, and I've re-entered many Kerbals into Kerbin's atmosphere for funsies.
Yeah, I'm having opposite transference with you.
Counter transference?
Yeah, opposite transference.
Yeah. No, wait, you would just be transference.
No,
Patients have
it's opposite
transference.
transference.
Patients have transference.
You know
And
how people fall
clinicians
in
have
love with
counter
their
transference.
people fall in love with their strengths. I'm actively planning on doing horrible things to you.
I gotcha.
That's counter transference. Love how Rage is totally silent on this.
I think that would just be mean. Counter transference with you doing bad things to me.
Oh, I don't want to get in on this one.
Why is that switched to radial? I wonder if it's just because I'm not going fast enough. It's forced physical time warp.
I want to sneak up on Jared and practice my primal scream therapy
Primal scream therapy.
right in the ear. Boy, you gotta love Minmus's low gravity.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing is impossible on the Mun.
Yeah, Mimbus was actually my first target to land on
This is
when I
also
first
a
started the
very
game.
large slope. I now see why it's telling me that this is not retrograde.
Yeah.
I might fall down.
Well, also, it looks like you're in orbit mode still.
Did you switch that? Did you switch that, Jared?
Yeah.
Okay, so you switched it away from surface?
I might have accidentally clicked it. I didn't mean to. How much delta V do I have? A lot. I don't like this landing zone.
You know, I have not gotten the trick of using RCS while I'm hovering to move laterally.
Gotta be careful.
I still move the way you're doing it.
Well, if I had RCS, I would be using it to do this. But I don't have RCS on this vessel.
I'm just saying, even when I do have it, I haven't gotten the trick down. Yeah, I've always said Minmus, if it weren't for the fact that it's in a inclined orbit, would be a much better destination for newbie players than the Mun, because it's a lot more forgiving.
I still recommend Minmus as a first destination.
Yeah, you learn the art of ascending and descending nodes.
I mean, yeah, you just use
A
those.
plane change.
They make everything so easy. All right. Biff, I was going to ask you a question a minute ago and I forgot what it was.
Can I say what everyone always says at that point?
Must have been a lie.
I'll allow it.
No, not must have been a lie. Must not have been very
Must not have
important.
been important. Yeah.
That's what people always say. You go, I was going to ask you and I forgot. People, must not have been very important. Unknown Spaceman. Using the hat switch on a stick is great for RCS control, great for landings. Yeah, that would be. I didn't think about that, but he's right.
I have no experience with doing that because I still have never hooked up my joystick for KSB. One day.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked that Freetos doesn't use a joystick at all. He does everything with the keyboard.
I would just wonder how hard it would be to get used to translating everything to your thumb with the hat switch.
Probably not that bad.
I imagine just orientation of the craft would be probably the most annoying thing to figure out.
Well, I mean, if it's what he's if I'm thinking correctly, what he's talking about You're talking about a joystick that you can change the orientation on, and at the same time, you're using your thumb to maneuver the hat switch. So to me, it would take at least a little effort to kind of get used to that, I would think.
Yeah, but doesn't Spaceman also play a lot of flight sims? So I think the art of multitasking like that with a single hand wouldn't be that hard for him.
Well,
We're still talking about games, right?
Yes. I got used to that with Elite Dangerous.
You're getting close. You're still a little bit of a slope there, but you're getting real close.
Yeah, I'm just checking how much Delta V I've got. Giving myself a little nudge.
494 if I'm reading that right.
Yeah.
In that stage.
Yeah, I've still got my landing, or my return stage. Alright, this should be good.
Rage is being a contrarian.
Actually, this is very hard right now, trying to talk to you guys, which is fine. I mean, I'd rather talk to you than just sit here quietly and focus on the game. But it makes it difficult to concentrate.
Fine, we're just going to start ignoring you.
No, don't ignore me.
No.
And here I thought you would want to make things difficult for him.
We're only going to talk to each other. You've been excluded.
Whatever.
We have dismissed you.
How
I thought you would denounce him instead.
I denounce you. Have you seen that video that they did, White Lightning HQ?
Their newest one with Val.
Well, they did one 3 months earlier where it's the Civ 5
Oh, the
leaders
Civ
all
guys?
sitting around.
Yeah.
One of the guys, it's like every time anyone says something, he goes, "I denounce you." It's hilarious.
I love White Lightning.
Those guys are so funny. That goes to show you
Uh-oh.
that good writing will carry you a lot further than good production. I mean, and then their production is no slouch. I'm not saying that it isn't, but just the quality of their writing and their performances is just hilarious. They
That
don't
was
need...
a little close.
Yeah.
What? What'd you say?
I
was
bounced
just
and started to
commenting
fall
on
over.
Oh, yeah.
Jared almost falling over.
I thought we were excluding him.
Well, you're the one talking to him.
I was talking to you.
Sure you were. You just can't quit Jared.
Not my
can,
fault.
Nobody here can quit me.
Not my fault if he can't stop listening.
You guys don't have a choice. You love me too much. You can pretend for a few minutes, but you can't
Hey,
quit me.
speaking of not being able to quit each other, how about a nice fishing trip, Rage?
Well, are you bringing the bait?
You've obviously not seen Brokeback Mountain.
Not in a long time.
Be cool.
So I just went with it.
In the Surface tab of Kerbal, gives the slope at impact. Oh, Kerbal Engineer, is that what you mean?
Kerbal Engineer has so many fun tools in it.
Oh, I know.
It's easy to forget about a lot of them. And so many of them are turned off by default.
One thing I do not like about anytime they do an update is if I lose Kerbal Engineer even for a little while, it's like flying with one hand
Oh, yeah.
or one eye closed. Kerbal Engineer to me is absolutely essential. It's not even a mod. It's an essential part of the game.
I agree.
Yeah, they need to get Kerbal Engineer or even a light version of it into the base game.
Honestly, if they just had the Delta V of your craft,
They've talked about having the Delta V readouts in the base game before, but couldn't figure out a way to do it.
I mean, that's all they need is the
That's
Delta
funny.
V readouts.
Or I should say, a way
I
to
don't
do it
know.
without.
I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Whoa,
Rich.
why did I just fall down like that?
They don't. Oh, this is gonna be fun to watch on that delay. They don't like doing info dumps like Kerbal Engineer. That's the main thing that they talked about before. Ooh, that looked like it hurt.
I'm not like
Ouch.
I just hopped out of the off the ladder and just straight down.
Hey, were you time accelerated? That sure looked like it.
No, I'm not time accelerated.
Wow. Okay.
I have no idea what just happened there.
Ben must forgot it had low gravity there for a moment.
Back to what you were saying though. You were saying all you want is the Delta V. I keep one eye on the thrust to weight the whole time, or at least in atmosphere.
Let's restore that.
There's so much information on there that I just
Oh, there we go.
really
And I'm
enhances
shooting
the
up now.
game.
What in the world just happened?
You're shooting up.
Yeah, just
Oh, this
watch
is
the
gonna be
delay.
another fun one.
Aren't you taking Freudianism a little bit too far?
Ayo. It's always nice to meet somebody that knows that he like to do cocaine. Alright. Let's see, I can't be landed to use this, I don't think. Nope. Let's get a magnetometer scan.
Hey, sweetness. Oh, is it? Okay, cool. Guys, I got dinner ready, so I'm gonna bail.
Alright.
All right, catch you later, Biff.
Bye,
See ya.
Biff.
User disconnected from your channel.
And then there were two. Again.
Yeah, so are we gonna change the locks on the doors now?
Nah, he can come back if he wants to. Just get Nos in here sometime. I mean, that's kind of the goal, is to get everybody in here at least once.
Yeah, Biff just couldn't wait his turn.
Oh, excuse me. Alright. Let's retract that. I transmitted that. Just collecting all that science. This is going to be a good trip.
Yeah, careful with that jettison.
Yeah.
The last Squadcast was hilarious for that one. Or do you watch them?
I don't watch Squadcast.
It's basically a little bit of info and Max Maps being terrible at the game he produces.
Nice.
He gets so many Kerbals stuck at interesting places. Wait, that sounds wrong somehow.
Oh no, the game crashed. May contain explosions, will contain crashes.
Yeah, but the thing is, if I get that subtitle too long, then I have to shrink it down.
Fair point. It's Biff's fault. He left the game. And it crashed.
And another spam bot Slade.
Nice. I should keep you around all the time. Dropping the band hammer on everything. Alright. Let's reload save. I wonder how much progress I lost.
Well, it looks like we're about to find out.
I F9'd before landing. So it'll suck if I have to go through that whole process again. Holy... Oh, I thought it was a 2,871. Alright, so I'm definitely on the surface, because I only had like 30 science before this trip. So that's good. view data. What have I got? Material study.
You know, Spaceman, I love how your post says a new frame rate friendly space station. Not going to be frame rate friendly for long with these guys around.
I promised I won't wreck the station. Much.
Yet.
So we got that. Alright, we got that. Let's check the temperature.
Now, which, by the way, that station is going to be my stress test for when 1.1 eventually launches. See what frame rate I get.
Yeah, I get so annoyed at that. It's like I build something and normally my PC should be able to be like, this is no problem. But because of the way KSP is, shall we say, unoptimized, it gives up the ghost.
Well, it comes back around to how the crafts are made, like I said before. It's calculating the physics on every single one of those parts instead of them as a whole.
Yeah.
That's why there's a mod that allows you to weld parts together and make basically sub-assemblies out of one part. And that has a massive frame rate boost because it's just factoring one part instead of like 100.
I should get that mod. What's it called? Whoop, there we go. And I'm
It's
shooting up.
something welding. I would have to go look it up.
This is an interesting, I don't know, physics bug?
That is so weird. It's like the gravity just changes for a split second.
I guess I should just use ladders instead of relying on
RCS fuel is expensive.
not the kind that comes in the jetpack.
I kind of wish that they kept the thing where it used the monopropellant from the ship for the EVA pack.
That would be alright. I always have way too much. Oh, hello.
Well, they were talking about it before, but they were talking about how it was unfun.
If it is a bug specific to the females, Spaceman, that's interesting. In more ways than one.
I have heard of the ragdoll bug, but
Oh,
I've
there
never
we go
really
again.
seen it. Are you going to ring the bell this time?
Alright, come on. And let's accelerate down.
Oh, you
And
got good height on that one.
yeah. I'm actually a little worried now.
114.
If it does that and then launches me off of Minmus. So as soon as I sit down, I'm gonna F5.
Rescue mission.
Yeah, I'll rescue with the F9 key. It looks like I'm getting hung up on bits of physics from the piece, like on the pieces themselves, and it's launching me around. I'm not sure what I ran into that time. I remember what I was going to ask Biff. I was going to talk to him about the Martian. Alright, let's see. I think we've collected everything. Oh, I got to plant a flag and take a soil sample.
Your landings are rather involved.
What do you mean they're rather involved?
Getting out, climbing around on the ship for a while.
Let's see. Let's go with Minmus. Biffmus was here. Biff came and caused the game to crash. Go figure. Take surface sample. And
Biffmus. That sounds like some sort of medical condition.
Probably is. If
Oh,
I
my
ever
Biffmus is acting up again.
if I ever go get my PhD, I'll try and come up with a study to determine how bad Biffmus is.
Well, you know, the Biffmus lesion just keeps it growing every year.
Alright, let me check my contracts real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Mun, nah. I planted the flag on Minmus. Ike's for later. Alright. Let us F5. Fix my staging. Full throttle.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Alright. Going vertical.
You could just go horizontal right off the bat, as long as you're clearing the mountains. Or are you trying to just escape?
I'm just escaping. I have so much extra delta V, I'm not worried about setting up an efficient maneuver. That's another reason I over-engineer things, is I can just be like, nah, screw it. And then it doesn't hurt me, because I've got so much extra.
Well, your Kerbal doesn't look too happy about this, though.
Nah, she'll get over it. See how much delta V that's costing me. Not.
You know, there was one thing that was pointed out in Squadcast that I hope that they fix. This was pointed out weeks and weeks ago. And it's something that I can't unsee now.
What?
Female Kerbals don't have tongues.
I have not heard that. But now I have to look.
Yeah, when you're on EVA, get them to basically get that big, huge grin on their face when they're using RCS, and they don't have a tongue. Well, there's a gravity assist for you.
Yep. Alright. Let us go. Warp to the maneuver node. Drinking my delicious tea. Biff gave me a boost in viewers. We were up to 9 when he was here.
Yeah, and then he leaves and takes them all with him.
What a jerk. The nerve of that guy.
The biffness of them.
Man, I love Kerbal Alarm Clock. I discovered it late in my KSP career. I don't know how.
Well, I just use Warp 2 for a lot of stuff now. The Kerbal Alarm Clock is not as useful as it used to be. I guess I've just clicked on those little arrows one too many times and I've actually turned them off. Trying to set up a maneuver node at the apoapsis or periapsis. Click on the arrows instead. No, don't warp. I'm trying to set up a maneuver. Damn it.
I don't think that's ever happened to me. I don't know. Maybe it has. So, I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, but I've heard people say, especially on this podcast, apoapsis and periapsis. And then I've heard apoapse and periapse, and that's what I say. And that's what Fritas says.
I'm
Which
probably
one
just saying it wrong.
is correct?
Actually, I have no idea. I'm assuming I'm saying it wrong whenever there's a difference in between the two.
That might be a little too shallow, but let's get past the mun first. So what are you doing for the rest of the night after this?
The plan is to take a short break, then a little bit of Warships, then record probably Rebirth tonight.
That sounds like fun times.
Yeah, I'm actually planning on wrapping up my recording of it tonight.
Like, you're
I'll
never going to record Rebirth ever again?
I'll have enough in the bank for when Afterbirth comes out.
How many episodes do you have pre-recorded?
I have one right now, and by my count, I need 3 more. And that's not counting. Well, I should say I have episodes set up already for this week. I have 1 in the bank already to render out, and I think I need 3 more in order to finish off my series.
Gotcha. How many episodes do you pre-record at a time? Because I need to be
really
better
depends
about
on
pre-recording stuff.
It depends on on what I'm doing actually. Freelancer, for example, I'm only getting about 2 a recording session just because it roadblocks me every so often. That's the one thing about freelancers that I despise. It's
Gotta
just how
level
much
up.
they roadblock you.
Oh, speaking of freelancer, so all the mods that I'm using, because that was what you said on Twitter when I asked you to go check out that video to make sure that it looked good. The main mod that I'm using that does all that stuff is the rebalance mod.
Yeah, I didn't mess with anything beyond just getting the HD working.
Yeah, I think the rebalance mod has broken my HD because I had HD working and I was like, alright, I got this working. Time to go for rebalance. And then I put in rebalance and the whole game got screwed up. So I had to do like a complete reinstall, fix a bunch of stuff. And now I can't get the HD mod to work. Or not the HD mod, but the HD setup to work. Outside of the textures. The textures work, but the resolution is still screwed up.
Yeah, I really can't tell you. I never messed with the rebalance mod.
The rebalance mod is probably my favorite mod, just because of how much stuff it adds. Because you get a ton of sci-fi ships, like Star Trek, Star Wars.
Well, I noticed the Cantina song,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure the ship flying overhead was the TIE Fighter sound effect.
I haven't noticed that. I also like
I'm
how
pretty
many.
sure it was.
I also like how many parts it adds to the game. Like new engine parts and stuff like that, and they actually have stats that matter. And you have to actually manage your power consumption a lot more because your engines run off your power and your cruise. What's it called? The cruise drive, whatever.
Yeah, the cruise drive. Yeah,
Like all of
the
that
combat
uses
is
up your
a bit
power.
simplistic. Well, you're not going to use any ablative, are you?
50. I might use 75. And then I've got the ablative shielding backup from Deadly Reentry.
Well, I was looking at the ablative on the ship itself that you had highlighted.
Yeah. And I slowed myself down enough I don't have to worry about it accidentally killing Eileen.
See, right there, she does have a tongue. You see her grinning hugely?
Oh my gosh, you're right. She doesn't have a tongue. I will never.
Congratulations. Yeah, you will not be unseeing that for a while.
I was gonna say I'm never gonna unsee that now. I don't want to use female Kerbals anymore. That has just made me sexist.
You're welcome.
God, that's so weird. I actually feel kind of creeped out by that right now.
Oh, it's even more apparent whenever you have them in EVA, so you can see it a lot larger.
Oh, I've got a screenshot of a Kerbal in EVA that was a female Kerbal, and I got her to smile really big for the screenshot. I bet she doesn't have a tongue. And I've never noticed, and now I'll never be able to use that screenshot for anything ever again because she doesn't have a tongue. Thanks, Rage. You just ruined everything in the whole world.
Oh, is it my fault that I want them to enjoy lollipops? That I want them to have tongues?
Lollipop, lollipop, ooh, lollipop. Bum bum. Yes, it's your fault.
Oh, okay, well, as long as we're assigning blame. I'm shocked that I can't shift this over to Biff somehow, though.
Sorry, you can't put this one on Biff. I won't allow it.
Yeah, but get her on EVA. Let's see this.
No.
Aw.
Look at all that science. Bam. Let's do some research. I'm just going to get all the 90 stuff right off the bat. Alright, 631 science left. Get a few nodes in here. Let's go for advanced landing. Oh, and I can get... No, that's heavy landing. Yes, rover wheels. That's what we're doing. We're getting those. And then we're gonna...
Oh, I just found it even worse. One for female Kerbals.
What?
The fact that sometimes their huge smile actually clips through their eyeballs.
I've never noticed that one before either.
Yeah, there's an extreme example I just found. Oh, I'm going to have to tweet this to you.
Let's see. I'm seeing if there's anything for Ike or Duna before I swap back to the probe and do that part.
And I think I'm going to put Kerbalcast in this as well, just to make Biff wonder what the hell.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Did
That's
you get...
half the fun of tweeting him at times.
It is. I've said before, like, he's the easiest one to just poke for a reaction on Twitter. Although my my usual method of sending him a Taylor Swift video no longer works.
Yeah, you've broken the ring of trust.
That's alright. I'll just find some other way
I
to screw with him.
think Biff actually has a little bit of a point there, because I'm starting to notice that she's in the news a lot.
I haven't noticed.
Maybe it's just the fact that I know it would annoy Biff, so I see it and it kind of stands out to me now. Particularly, I notice it on Facebook news when I go to check on a friend that I message every so often who refuses to use anything but Facebook for messaging. That she's on that news a lot.
Yeah, I never get on Facebook. My mom every once in a while will ask me, she's like, oh, did you see that thing I put on your Facebook page? And I'm like, no. Because I don't check my Facebook. She's always like, you should check your Facebook. And I'm like, you should get Twitter. Although I don't think my mom should be on Twitter. Twitter is like my safe haven. I can post anything I want on Twitter and nobody that I know, like, in my day-to-day life, like, I was gonna say the real world, but you're real in the real world. Like, people that I actually see. Nobody uses Twitter, so I can put anything I want there and I'm safe. Alright.
For now. Okay, I sent it to you, by the way.
Thanks. Ike probe. Fly. As soon as it pops up on my Twitter, I'll check it on my phone. I haven't gotten a notification yet. Alright, I've got a tiny amount of Delta V left in this main stage. And then the rest of it is going to be in the transfer stage. Oh, you know what? I should be doing this from the tracking station. Because it will take a
most
long
likely.
time. It will take a very long time to go 150 days with 100 times time warp. Ah. I feel strange. I don't like these feelings.
I managed to hit someone else with it.
Yeah, be cool.
Yeah, how many things could you find wrong with that picture?
Too many.
No tongue, dislocated teeth, smiles clipping through the eyeballs.
The eyeballs look weird anyways.
Yeah.
Alright, it was at 33 days. So that'd be 183. I'll time warp to 180-ish.
Yeah, pretty much be cool. A lot of teeth, no tongue. Wait, that sounds wrong somehow.
Is there a way to just hit warp 2? Yeah.
Well, you could change the alarm margin and just hit the max warp.
Let's give myself
Uh,
10 minutes to screw around with a maneuver node. Or not. It could not give me 10 minutes, that's fine.
What, did it not go over it?
It warped directly to. I told it to give me 10 minutes. Oh, I guess it didn't save it. Gave me 1 minute. Alright,
Yeah,
that's
you
fine.
have to hit enter on that.
That's fine. Because, you've got a window. It's called a launch window. So, it's not like that was the only second I could launch and get an optimal. Alright. Now, dang it. There we go. Precise node is another one that I really... Oh, look at that. Almost an encounter with just a random pull.
Yeah, precise node is a requirement for me.
I've never used it, but I have seen people use it a lot.
Well, some of the things that they're changing coming up also is going to make precise nodes so much better. The fact that you could focus your camera on different elements, such as the counter in general, not just the planet, or the ascending and descending nodes. They have said that not all the icons are going to be able to be focused on, but mods are going to fix that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Mods fix everything.
Mods, the solution to and cause of all our Kerbal problems.
You can do a little bit of kind of precise node type stuff
Hello, Jack's Rage.
with the mouse wheel. Hello, Jack's Rage. It's my apps 363. That is good for now, good enough. And then I'm sure I'll have to do a correction burn. And I'm actually going to start burning now. Because I know I've got 300 meters per second in that stage. And then I'll have to switch to the other stage. And then probably take the rest. Or it'll probably take more time.
Yeah, and just make a mid-course correction to make up for the difference.
Yep. See, I knew it would do that. My burn time would go up. How are you doing, Jack's Rage? I'm assuming you're a Kerbalcast listener? I always like to check. Oh, someone who's not a Kerbalcast listener. I think you deserve like a medal or something. I think you're the first person that's ever came that is not a current Kerbalcast listener.
Free trials have had a couple, but we're gonna put a tag in your ear so we can monitor your movements. It doesn't sting that much.
Yeah, it just hurts a little bit.
And it's very fashionable. We'll put some glitter on it, make you feel fabulous.
Maybe he already feels fabulous. Don't judge him.
Okay, then, more so.
There you go.
But I'm enjoying the name Jack's Rage.
A fellow rager. Alright. And I missed it. Oh, he's down. You better be careful with words like that. Jack's Rage.
Anyway, here's a link to the podcast. You don't have to be playing the game in order to enjoy it.
That's true.
Because they rarely talk about Kerbal Space Program at times.
Kerbal Space Program. Sometimes. Wait, what is...
It's the Seinfeld podcasts.
Duna encounter. There we go. Focus view. Damn. Stupid thing. Yeah, me and Rage, we're kind of a big deal on the Kerbal podcast. And no one's here to tell us otherwise.
Suddenly Biff shows up again.
I would love if I could get this just right and get an encounter with Ike.
Well, are you targeting Ike or Duna?
I'm targeting Duna right now.
See where it is in relative position.
Be right back. Going to save that link. Oh, look at that! I can counter. But I will have to use 100% my own fuel to slow down. I'd like to get the gravity brake from Duna.
Well, I think you're coming from the wrong way to get the gravity brake.
Well, aero brake.
Zoom out a little bit.
I'll aero brake.
Yeah, okay. Because remember, it's you have to come in ahead of the target in order to get the gravity brake.
I just need to come around on the other side then. Because if I come around on this side, once you catch up on to me, I guess the inside, in relative position to the sun, if I come in on the inside of its orbit, then I will pass in front of it as it tries to pull me around behind it. Oh, oh, come on, mouse wheel. Cooperate with me.
Remember, the closer you are to the planet's periapsis on your exit, is the more you're getting the boost off of it.
Yeah. What is Duna's orb or atmosphere height? I don't know right offhand.
I know it's very, very thin, but I'm not sure
I
the
should be able to
height
look
on
at
it.
it right
You
here.
should be able to look at. Well, you should be able to find it on the stats on the right-hand side.
Yeah. Atmospheric height 50,000 meters, so 50 kilometers. Because I'd like to get just a tiny bit of an aero brake. If I could just kind of kiss the atmosphere. Ooh, that's too low. 7,000. Too high again. 30,000. That's good. I think that's a good solid aero brake. And I'm coming in pretty close to Ike's plane. So as long as I make my course correction pretty much perfectly, I will be fine. And I'm going to have... How much Delta V do I have left? 2,500. Yeah, I should have plenty of Delta V if I need to make further course corrections.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to be shaving off a little bit of delta or a little bit of velocity from the position of your orbit.
Wait, did I click warp 2? Yeah, I clicked warp 2 maneuver node.
I just like the stock warp 2. It gives me a good countdown.
Yeah, I use the stock warp 2 occasionally, but I use the Kerbal Engineer, or not Kerbal Engineer, the Kerbal Alarm Clock one to just go to my maneuver nodes and stuff. Why don't I have any electric charge? Oh, because I was facing away from the sun.
That would cause it. Yeah, I know Duna's atmosphere is very, very thin. Be cool. I wasn't sure how much he was going to get, and didn't want to really say anything with my inexperience with Duna landings.
Yeah, I know I'm not
I
gonna
don't
get.
think
I'm not gonna get
I don't think
much,
I've
but
really landed on Duna now that I think about it. I've prepared for it before, and then had my save kind of die on me because of a mod.
yeah, I wasn't expecting to get a lot, but I mean every little bit helps. Because I'm hoping that I can. So I've got to land on Ike for the contract. Ooh, I got better pay attention, not over warp. I've got to land on Ike for the contract. But I'd like to be able to take off again. And so I need to save my Delta V. Because, I mean, if I get a contract that's like transmit science from around Ike, or even Duna, I'd like to be able to very quickly accept and complete that contract. For all of those sweet, sweet funds. Alright. Guess we need to make another course correction.
Ike's telling you, just go directly to me.
Just ever so tiny movements. 38,000. 36,000.
This is where precise node would be so much more helpful.
Yeah, because I have it there on the screen in front of me. 9.2 meters per second. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot I have these to help make sure that I don't lose solar or lose power. Silly me. And you know, I should collect some solar particles. I can send science back from that. Not a lot, but some. Right. I'm just gonna time
Yeah, I don't want to
this one
spend up all
myself.
your uses on that yet.
No, I just figured I'd get one. I thought it was worth more science than that, but that's okay. Every little bit helps. 2 days. 1 day. So, have you only done stuff, well, not only, but mostly done stuff inside of Kerbin's sphere of influence?
Yeah, I have a bad habit of restarting my career over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Installing a few mods, breaking my save, then going back and restarting the entire save.
I used to have a really bad habit of doing that with career. Now, not so much. I've got 3 concurrent career games going right now.
Well, it's
Science
mostly
mode.
just because I break my save because I add a mod or a mod updates and breaks something. A good case of this was Kerbal Attachment System. At one point, it had the winch had a separate part to it,
Uh-huh.
but they updated that and removed that extra part, and it broke every single one of my crafts that was using Kerbal Attachment System,
That
which was a
sucks.
lot of them. I mean, I could have went back and reverted, but the thing is that it was fixing a lot of bad bugs with KS as well, so I really couldn't do that.
Oh, how close did I get? 55. Oh, overdid it.
For tiny maneuvers like this, you may want to try putting a thrust limiter on your engine.
Yeah. If I overshoot it again this time, I will do that. But I'm just gonna.
It's
Oh
really disconcerting
no
how
no!
just
What did
even
I
just
do?
wobbling around.
I really
Well,
screwed that up. I screwed
oh,
that up
this is gonna
so
be
bad.
fun. Waiting for the delay. And that's why you use thrust limiters.
I screwed
Thank you
that up
for
so bad.
thank you for the illustration on that.
So much for saving that Delta V.
Now use your thrust limiter.
I'm gonna have to make another maneuver node and do another course correction. Because now I'm coming in below
Wow.
Duna. Alright, we're gonna F5. And I'm actually gonna try and fix this without a maneuver node. Let's see if I can figure out.
You'd want the normal one, yeah.
I would, you are correct. And I burnt on the radial instead of the normal. But that's okay. Yeah. Look at that. Well, even though I screwed it up, I'm now more perfectly passing through Ike's orbit. So it's F5 again. Let's turn on the thrust limiter. Let's go with like 10. And again, I'm going to try and do this without a maneuver node. I think I can. Yeah.
So much better with the thrust limiter, huh?
Yes. I really should use thrust limiters more often. Outside of SRBs, I rarely ever use them.
I actually use them a fair bit, especially whenever I'm setting up my comm networks. If I'm not using the RCS to do a fine tune, I'm actually using the thrust limiters on a very tiny engine in order to get the ballpark of my window.
I agree with you, Be Cool. Somehow there will be a thermal bug, so we're going to do one more quick save now that I've got my orbit just right, before I have another chance to screw it up.
The heating bug will remove one of his landing legs, so just as he's landing too, so he'll land, leg will blow up, and he just falls over.
Well, I could land on Ike on the engine bell. I've done that before. What time is it? 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock.
It's time for the tweets. Couldn't resist. Alright, let's point retro. Well, I should get closer. I remember the first time I got to Duna. Like, that was the first ever extra Kerbin thing that I did was go to Duna. And I was way off. I was way too high. I just barely had enough delta V to circularize my orbit and an extremely high Duna orbit. And I was like,
My
yay!
first extra Kerbin system thing I did was actually a flyby a Moho. Don't ask me why I chose Moho, but
Did you have a
I
contract
did.
for it? Or?
No, this was in a sandbox save. This was before they even had career.
Alright, we're going to go through the atmosphere. So let's
I'm guessing
try
I just
those
happened to
save.
get a good transfer on it. If I remember correctly, I got Moho, then after a few very elliptical orbits, it actually did a brush by with Eve. Just by on happenstance. It just was in that highly erratic orbit.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a career mode, so that would have been worth a ton of science if it was.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure if I like hearing uh-oh.
Here it comes. Wait for it.
Uh-oh.
Wait for it. Boom. My engine blew up.
Oh, you don't need that engine anyway.
Yeah, except I don't have another one. I'm just, instead of F5ing, or F9ing, I'm just gonna see what happens.
Yeah, see how good your arrow brick was? And be cool, I don't think that was a heating bug, so that doesn't count.
No, I don't think that was a heating bug. I think that was just me. I haven't been to Duna since the changes in the heating system. I've been going elsewhere. Yeah, that was a really garbage aero brake. That was awful. And I mean, I'm already outside of the atmosphere again. So it's F9.
On the plus side, you are getting at least a little bit of a gravity break as well with that trajectory.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, you were
First.
having trouble remembering what's a break and what's a assist. The easy way to remember is just remember that you're borrowing or stealing energy from the planet. So if you're going prograde, you're getting energy from it. If you're going retrograde, it's basically burning away.
Yeah, I memorized a chart, actually. Like, for some reason, I just could not remember that one little thing. So I looked up a chart, memorized the chart, and then I was like, alright, I'm good. Like it had pictures.
Ah, pictures. Okay.
Pictures make everything better.
Jared, that looks a little steep for an arrow break.
I know. When I time warped it, moved my orbit.
The joys of the floating point bugs, huh?
Yep. That's okay though. We will just burn prograde.
Going from arrow break to litho break. This is what happens when you get zip at the controls.
Or not. Prograde doesn't seem to do anything either.
No, you're burning towards the planet. You need to burn a radial. See, Be Cool agrees with me.
Yeah. I didn't look at the chat, but I figured that out. Alright. I'm outside of the atmosphere. Just barely. And then when I get to periaps, let's set up a maneuver. How much delta V am I spending? A lot. I'm spending a lot of delta V for this. Alright, we're gonna go for an elliptical orbit. Oh, I can just bump that down. Actually, I'm doing this wrong. I just need to get myself an elliptical orbit and then make a plane change. Oh, hey, look, there's an encounter. Never mind.
Yeah, I will just jump right in front of you.
I'm okay with that since I'm trying to go to Ike.
I mean, you don't have to be picky about where you're landing, right?
No, I am gonna land on the sun, the daylight side, since Ike is tidally locked. Oh, you know what? While I'm sitting around Duna, I should collect some solar particles from here. A whopping 8 science. Alright, this maneuver is costing me almost 1500 delta V of my 2000 remaining. So I'm glad I brought along all that extra delta V.
Yeah, according to this, landing on Ike is going to take most of your remaining delta V. Yeah, you're going to actually be cutting it close.
Uh-huh. I mean, I got almost no help from Duna. I might could have aerobraked it a lot closer to 50 kilometers. Because I ducked in at about 35. I mean, the aerobrake didn't help a lot, but it would have helped a little bit. That's okay, though. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll just use gas. A lot of gas.
Oh, you are going to be so close on Delta V if my calculations are right. And by calculations, I mean reading the Delta V chart.
Alright, so now we're there. I've got 600 meters per second of Delta V left. Let's focus on Ike.
Yeah, Jared, according to the Delta V chart, to land from the transfer, it's 570. So you have a 30 meter per second margin of error. And you know how the Delta V chart loves to go as perfect maneuvers as you can, so good luck.
Well,
We'll need it.
according to this, if I just, instead of circularizing, and if I just drop straight down, well, not straight down, but go for a landing, it's going to cost me 460 meters per second to plot that maneuver. Alright, so we're at F5. Let's warp to here. Let's get lined up on my maneuver node. I could always cheat, just use hyper edit.
You're a cheater?
I could be. That's definitely not my next maneuver. Oh yeah, it is. Maneuver node in 50 seconds. Look, Rage another spam bot.
And got him.
Bring down the banhammer. So that plan I had about taking off and getting back into orbit, yeah, we're just gonna scrub that.
You started this with what, 6,000?
When I launched, I had, I think, 7,000 meters per second of Delta V. Alright. Suicide burn Delta V, 1,100 meters per second. Hooray! Well, let's transmit some science from around Ike.
So in other words, this is turned into from a landing to a crash landing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crash. I think there's just batteries in there. Yeah, batteries in a...
To see if litho braking will help. Probably not, but
It's always worth a shot. I'm just gonna transmit as much science as I can.
looks like you got the Explorer done at least.
Nope, just that one part. I've got to land and transmit science from the surface as well. Which also
alright.
answers Be Cool's question. I want to right click on this. Dang it. Nope. Wrong wrong button. Well, there went a few more of my precious Delta V.
It's not like you're limited on those anyway, right?
Nah. I'm trying to click on the pressure gauge. There we go, the barometer. I got it.
See, this is where Science Alert comes in handy.
Yeah. Still need to get that mod. I keep meaning to. Alright, transmit that science. I'm not going to use HyperEdit. We're just going to see how well a crash does. Probably not good. Alright. What is low Ike orbit? Because I can transmit all this stuff again.
Actually, not certain on that one. I guess you'll be able to find out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 937. Oh yeah, look at your speed. You are not landing this.
Here we go. What's retrograde? I'm just going to hit F5 because I'm going in really fast and I wasn't paying attention to my orientation. Oh, I'm past the suicide burn point.
Yeah, but you haven't passed the crash into planet, well, crash into moon point.
Hey! Part of the craft survived. Doesn't really matter, but part of it survived.
Wonder if that counts as a landing. Ooh. How high is that bouncing?
10,000 meters.
Well, you'll be able to get your low science at least.
You know what? I survived a 300 meter per second crash. I might be able to survive this. I'm going to go ahead and do the materials bay because it's going to explode when I hit the ground again. Alright, here we go.
You know, you would think the G-forces would just rip those wings right off. Well, the solar panels, I should say. Because that had to be a lot of G-forces on that. Oh, this is going to be funny, isn't it? Wow. Technically, you just need to be able to land with the power, don't you?
No, I've got to be able to transmit science. You know what? I'm going to try that one more time.
And there it goes. Oh.
Yep, same thing happened again. Let's very quickly transmit a whole bunch of science. There's nothing in that service bay.
Looks like you're bouncing a little bit higher this time. A little bit steeper, I should say.
Am I? feels about the same to me, but maybe I am.
Last time it looked like the trajectory was a little bit further out and not just as straight up. But it could be just could be the camera angles as well.
Alright, I'm going to retract these so that a collision with the ground won't destroy them. Well, is less likely to destroy them. Took the satellite. Oh, there's the baby monitor.
Yeah, it's warning you that you are about to crash.
Alright.
It's the crash avoidance system. Pull up. Beep, beep, beep. Pull up. Yeah, see, you're not nearly as coming in as steep at this time. I don't think. Because last time you were nearly parallel to the ground.
Oh, we got another bounce.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
We lost the science bay.
That's better than the last bounce.
I might. I see a glimmer of hope for pulling this off. I'm gonna F5
Yeah, Jared,
again.
there is an airbag mod that you could use instead of this, right?
Yeah, but this is more fun. Alright, we're gonna lose the service bay. Oh, and I lost one of my reaction wheels.
This is so ridiculous.
Any landing you can walk away from is a successful landing. I consider the probe surviving a successful landing.
Well, that was successful then, was it?
No. Oh, what did I lose? What exploded that time? I've still got both service bays.
Maybe something inside? It's coming up now.
Probably.
Looks like you also lost a solar panel. Oh, if you had the antenna on the probe core itself. This is so ridiculous.
Nope. Didn't make it.
Yeah, I just saw you hop. Yeah, this cliff is going to kill you.
It's like a space
Or,
hop.
or it's not, or it's not even a cliff. It's just the hill.
Alright, let's try.
You know, Jeb is just back at Mission Control, flying this, trying to land it now, right?
Oh, that was worse.
Well, you didn't need that service bay anyway. The problem is that losing that upper service bay, you're losing your antenna as well.
I'm losing antenna and the science. I have to have upper service bay survive.
Wonder what the crash tolerance is on the sun particle collector.
I don't know. Let's find out.
I would imagine it would be pretty fragile, but could be wrong there.
I'm gonna give that another try. That could have been my fault.
Oh, this is going to be great when it comes on my screen. Ooh. Okay, I guess it doesn't have as high a crash tolerance.
Alright, I'm gonna try it one more time. I came in kind of angled. You gotta be kidding me.
What? Hang on. Still catching up. What?
Yeah, I know. But we're gonna try and use that to our advantage.
Is that the equivalent of landing a Kerbal on its helmet?
I think so.
I was joking about the crash tolerance on this thing. This is so stupid. How's this working?
I don't know, and I don't care.
What do they make the solar panel solar particle collector the same stuff out of Kerbal helmets?
Oh, we're slowing down. We're sliding. 16 meters per second. 15. 14.
Quick, use your RCS.
I don't have any RCS.
And whose fault is that?
My fault.
Think you got to save them material science man with this.
And we're stopped. Alright, let's tip ourselves over carefully using the reaction wheels.
I'll just wait till you get my cut or my bill for this. It's going to be so much science.
You know, I don't even need to open that service bay. I don't know why I just opened it. But then again, after I opened it, I don't know why I closed it, because I didn't need to close it.
I can't believe that worked.
I'm so happy right now. Oh my god.
That's going on the highlights, huh?
That's its own highlight. Its own very special highlight. Thank you, Be Cool. I agree. Nicely done. And just for funsies, I'm going to open the collectors. Alright.
Open them and they're completely smashed.
They just like fall off. You open and all the hinges break and the lid falls off. Oh yeah, that was some good science too. And a ton of cash. Look at all that cash. 1.5 million. Alright, I've got enough science for 2 tech nodes at this stage. I'm gonna get heavier rocketry and specialized control, I think, for the docking port. The normal size docking port. Ooh, I could get the grabber though. Or we could do supersonic flight.
And you could track the asteroids now.
I'm gonna have 100 science left when this is done. I mean, the next thing that I'm gonna do is some rover stuff because I love rovers. So what would be the most helpful thing to me with my rovers? I think precision engineering with the cubic octagonal struts. And the teeny tiny stacked decouplers. Yeah, we're going with that.
More things for you to land on.
To crash on. Alright, what should I upgrade? 1.5 million funds. I'm gonna upgrade the launch pad to its top status. The runway's already upgraded. I'm gonna have
I
to
wish the runway was a bit more meaningful in its upgrades.
What do you mean by that?
Well, tier 1 is absolutely useless. You're better off just pulling into the grass and using that as a landing and launching strip.
Yeah.
And then once you get up to tier 2, I mean, you have enough tonnage and part limits. Well, part limit is actually the hangar, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you have enough tonnage to do pretty much everything except for single stage to orbit or space planes.
I've got 1 million credits left. 1 million Kerbal bucks. The administration building is at level 2. The astronaut complex at level 2. Level 2. Level 2. Fully upgraded. Fully upgraded. The next thing I probably should upgrade is R&D, because I'm 2 tech nodes away from 500, because next is the 300 stuff.
Yeah, and that gets expensive.
And I still have to finish off the 160 tier. So, I mean, that's a useful thing, but I don't need it. I think I'm just going to hang on to the money. Whoops, I didn't mean to click on the spaceplane hangar. What time are we at? 10:30. Got a little more time. I'm just going to mess around now. First thing I'm
You're
just
just enjoying hanging out with me, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And you are welcome to come back every week if you want to.
So much for making a rotating guest, huh?
Well, I mean, we can have rotating guests on. There could be 2 of us to hang out with the third person. Oh, you know what? I need to check on this station up here. I time warped a ton. And I've got my science station in low Kerbal orbit, which could use some upgrades. Take the 80-something science. Alright, it's got the docking port Junior. I don't think I'll actually get around to launching this, but I will construct the next module to be attached to this funny looking space station.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to build something for the new Kerbalcast station. The thing is, I'm not sure what I would build anyway. I know, I'm completely going off track, huh?
No, it's fine. I was just thinking about the same thing, actually, what I could put up there. I think I'm going to put like some kind of lander rover module thing. I feel like that would be a good thing to put up there.
As long as it's way overly engineered and has enough parts to make 2 or 3 things.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get specialized construction, and then that unlocks the regular size docking port for future constructions. I don't need a new crew. Ugh, my tea is not doing its job of keeping my throat clear.
Yeah, out of tea or just it's wearing off?
I guess just wearing off. I don't know, I'm drinking it still.
Yeah, after a while, voice starts to go no matter how much you're doing. You need a break.
And I have been talking a lot more this Monday night Kerbalcast than before because I got my guest.
It's the banter back and forth.
Absolutely. Let's see, I need to send science stuff. And batteries and solar panels. So how do I want to do this? Let's go with one of these tiny adapters. Ooh, no. Alright, I'll do it. You can use a service bay as your first part, right?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Yes, you can. Right. And then we will put...
Y'all wonder if anybody from Kerbalcast is doing the Martian challenges on the subreddit.
I haven't even looked at them. What are they?
Well, last week it was setting up the Hab and the rovers, and now they're building the Hermes.
Ooh, building the Hermes. I want in on that. Right, we're gonna stick batteries on this puppy. Just like that.
Construct an interplanetary transfer vehicle called the Hermes in orbit around Kerbin. Then send 6 Kerbals up to the Hermes and send the Hermes to Duna. Once arrived at Duna, use the MDV to get 6 Kerbals down to the Ares 3 site. If you want to follow the book strictly, you may want to give the Hermes ion engines.
Is that the suggestion, or is that you saying that?
That's the suggestion on this. Oh, and the flair for the subreddit, if you complete the challenge, is a disco ball.
That's fitting.
Oh, wow. I'm looking at some of the stuff on the subreddit. There's a rover here that I think will make you jealous. It's using Infernal Robotics.
Oh, the one that it's got the winch on it and stuff.
No. This is a different one.
Oh, okay.
This one's a little spindly thing, an unmanned rover, and it unfolds perfectly into a rover, obviously.
That's not aerodynamic at all.
That is.
Ooh, that is. Sorry, I'm talking about my own thing.
That's all right. Yeah, while you're building, I'm just poking around the subreddit because I can't really make any snarky comments about you building.
Why not?
Well, I could, but they would be so delayed that you usually fixed them by the time you hear me comment about it.
True. Alright, I had the multispectral imaging last time, so what have I got this new? Gorsat. Let's pop one of those in there. I've got a barometer. I don't remember if I've got a particle collector or not, so I'll just slap one on there. I got money. I can waste a little bit of it. I got a magnetometer. That doesn't work in space. That doesn't work in space. So really, I don't have that much stuff to send up there. It just needs more power.
He's building a thing, Unknown Spaceman.
I am
Right,
building...
Jared?
Yeah, I'm building a thing to do some stuff with. I could use all these to take readings before I leave, and then take them up and process them in the science module. So let's do that. Close that. Actually, I might need to put RCS there. Alright, so I need a regular docking port. In case I want to expand in the future. Oh, you know what? I could do this. Fuel tank. Engine. Let's go with the poodle. Lots of Delta V, unnecessarily so, but that's how I do things.
Well, obviously not enough, though.
If it wasn't for the fact that I put all that extra Delta V on to start with, I wouldn't have even been able to have gotten my encounter and attempt that crash landing. There we go. And now I have many docking ports for expansions. What is my center of mass? Pretty much at the center. So command and control. Let's go with RCS. Here. There. Does that open? It does. Well, shoot. Yeah, screw it. We'll go without those.
Yeah, who needs RCS anyway, right?
Exactly. And then we'll put in another reaction, or we'll put in a reaction wheel to help me out. Alright, so how much battery power do I have? 810. I've got those solar panels. I need more solar panels. And then some more single solar panels. You did, Jim. You did. You missed the most amazing crash landing ever.
Don't worry, it'll be on a highlight.
It will be. It's going to be its own separate highlight. Like, I'm going to post the whole stream like always, but that little piece of the saga is going to get its own thing. Alright, so 3,000 meters per second delta V is way, way more than I need to set up that maneuver, but I mean, I can also use this as a little fueling station or whatever. I don't know. It's just kind of like that station that you just keep throwing stuff at. Fuel tanks. I don't need that much fuel, actually. Because I have so much room. Wiggle room in that top stage. Yeah, I already completed the Duna mission. Eight SRBs, that would be fun. But totally unnecessary.
Yeah, it depends on how well you thrust limit them.
Do you want to try and do 8? I suddenly want to try and do 8.
I'm a bad influence.
You are.
But I'm helpful at times as well.
You've been extremely helpful. You gave me the idea to try and land on top of the solar collector. I mean, I probably wouldn't have tried that. I probably would have just given up after a few more crash landings.
I had no idea the crash tolerance on that thing was so high.
It's probably because it's a modded part, honestly. Like, I'd be willing to bet money that that's the only
Actually,
reason I got away with
go
that.
see what the crash tolerance is on that. Since you're in the VAB.
Crash tolerance 10 meters per second.
Obviously not.
Well, 10 meters per second only counts for Kerbin. On Kerbin's gravity. What's Ike's gravity compared to Kerbin? Duna, Ike.
Does it really work like that?
Yeah. The crash tolerance only counts for Kerbin.
Huh, I didn't realize that.
So 12. So Ike's gravity is roughly, or Kerbin's gravity is roughly 10 times more than Ike.
0.112.
So do the math and tell me what the crash tolerance is for that then. When you look at it compared to Ike.
It would be over. It would be 100, wouldn't it? Or 111?
Something like that. Yeah.
Because 10 times
10 times 10
that would be under
100.
100.
Yeah, it would be under 100. It'd be like 80 or 90.
Still, that's ridiculously high.
It is.
And you landed harder than that.
The thing is
I think.
that parts pass stress up to their next part. So like a landing leg, with a crash tolerance of 12 meters or 10 or 12 meters per second, whatever. You would have an insanely high crash tolerance on the landing leg, but it passes its stress up to the next part, and so on and so forth. And so that's why you still can't slam into the ground at like 100 meters per second on Minmus, because it passes the stress up, and eventually you hit a part that's so weak that it blows up. But that's how that works. I discovered that when I was doing research on the heating system. Because heat gets passed around in the same way.
Yeah, which is part of the reason why you have the heating bug, is because they're not processing the heat from each part in a particular order. It's just kind of random. Or at least that's what the dev notes suggested.
What are you doing, Struts? There we go. And then, since that's hanging down so low, I will strut the SRBs together. And then let's go for all these winglets. This is almost 100,000 Kerbal bucks. Let's go for about 1.7. Boom, boom, boom.
Looks like your thruster weight is not 1 on this.
Hmm?
Uh,
What are you
Kerbal
talking about?
Engineer. Stage. Oh, no, never mind. I'm reading it backwards.
Yeah. 0.36 would be terrible. You'd never get off.
Yeah, sorry. I was reading it backwards. Wasn't paying attention to which stage was which.
All right. We're gonna try launching this one time. I'm not gonna dock it, but if if this actually launches in a weird, stupid way, I'm just gonna leave it up there. I've got the money to waste on something silly.
Well, it has the Delta V to almost make orbit, just on the first 2 stages from the looks of it.
Yeah.
It really depends on how well you do a turn with this thing.
All right. Here we go. SAS. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it now.
Well, my TWR is too high.
Yeah, I'm just watching it climbing like crazy.
Let's see, where's my...
It's already past 2.7 on my screen.
Yep. I don't think I have terminal velocity turned on. Is terminal
No, you
velocity
don't.
in the surface tab? Can you see it there?
Don't see you have to go turn on with the edit. Oh, sorry, I'm still on the vessel. You haven't switched over. But no, you don't have it on surface either.
Well, we didn't blow up from overheating in the atmosphere. Not yet, anyways. Alright, let's jettison the SRBs, get a little kick to get away from them.
This is so ridiculous.
It actually has gone off without a hitch. I'm too high, but that's easy to fix.
I just love watching SRBs and things fall away from the ship. I'm not sure what it is about it, you know?
I also like that. I'll have to watch a perfect, clean separation. Turn surface off, I don't need that.
Or even better when you have it set just right with the payload thrusters. So they cycle away just right. The Separatrons. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I love getting just that nice, perfect. I call it flowering. I have no idea what the actual term is for it, but that's what I like to call it. Because, like, to me, they look like kind of like flower petals or something like that. Alright, let's pour on a little bit of horizontal speed. And again, I don't really care if I burn up this stage either, because I have so much delta V in my third stage because of the way I constructed it. The Korolev
Yeah,
cross.
this was just being silly.
Is that what it's actually called, Jim? When you get a nice, perfect separation? I'm going to have to do some maneuver fixing, but that can be for next time. Or, not maneuver, orbit fixing.
It looks like it's a particular effect from Russian rockets, as you may guess from the name. But yeah, that's the same thing. Just very particular with Russian rockets, with how they're designed with the boosters.
gonna have to go watch a YouTube video later.
It's named after the designer of the R7.
Alright, let's push this out to 100 kilometers. 100. Fancy. I'm actually very, very close to the correct orbit. It's hard to tell for sure, but I might be right in the plane. Alright. 5 minutes to 11, which is when we're going to call it. Let's see what I can do.
Call it what?
Call it quits on the stream. 8 to 11 is what I do. Alright, that'll put me just a tiny bit inside the orbit. And then I'll finish getting everything else just right. 20-second burn. Wasn't paying attention, went too far. I should be okay though.
Was that the problem in general? We just all go too far. Go too far, out of the realm of good taste.
I'm always within the realm of good taste. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's cancel that maneuver node. Wee. Wee. Alright. Let's be serious about this. What's that doing to my orbit? Yeah, there we go. I always love this part. Just staring and playing with the maneuver nodes endlessly. Trying to get it just right. That's close enough. How much RCS do I have? Lots. Wait a second. How do I have with my probe retrograde and prograde now? What is the upgrade that gives me that?
It's just a particular probe.
Okay. Whoa there. Oh, I've got it set to, instead of maneuver node, I've got it set on retrograde. Alrighty. My periapsis is inside it by 8 kilometers. And it is 11:02.
So what you're stopping before 11, huh?
Well, that's alright. We can call it now. We'll just have to finish this rendezvous next time.
You make it sound so dirty when you put it that way. I like it.
You would. Well, everybody, thanks for coming. Thank you, Caffeine Rage, for being here. Will you be here next time?
I'll try to be.
Oh, yeah, that's what I like to hear. Next time, I don't know if I'll have a goal next time, other than more career stuff. I don't know, let's take a look at the contracts real quick. That's always a fun closing activity. What have I got? Oh, we could build a surface outpost on the Mun. We could do that next time.
It's going to take a lot of solar particle collectors to land that, though.
Well, I'll stick a few on there. It'll be fine. Alright, let's get rid of the tourists. I don't want to do any tourist contracts. Position a satellite. Yeah, I'll put a satellite in an orbit of the sun. Yeah, testing.
That says a specific orbit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You may want to check to see where that is.
Nah, it's fine. I already accepted it. We're good. Perform visual
boy.
surveys of Ike. Yeah. Temperature scans. Can you go in the save file and disable certain types of contracts?
No, but there is a mod for that, obviously. The contract vigor, which the different contract mods require, has the ability to turn on and off certain types of contracts as well.
Sweet. Alright, we're going to put an orbital station.
Be able to do
Duna.
orbital station in solar orbit.
Where's that?
It's at the very bottom of your list unless
We're
you
doing that.
deleted it.
Nope, we're doing that. I can accept one more contract. Satellite, orbital survey, satellite in Duna, maybe. Let's see what else we get. Surface outpost on Midmas, maybe. Think about that. Science data from space around Ike. Sorry, my probes crashed.
Well, if you get surface of Ike, you're good to go, right?
Yeah, science data from space around Duna. Yeah, let's do that because we're gonna put a station around Duna. So next time, we'll obviously accomplish this by docking. We'll look at building a service outpost on the Mun, and it's sending a whole bunch of crap to Duna. What's the orbit of the sun that I gotta put that satellite in? Let's take a look at that.
This is going to be obscene, isn't it? It's going to be like a polar orbit or something, isn't it?
I hope not. I don't even see it.
May have to just go to the contract for it.
Apple 70 million, or is that 70 billion? 100,000. Yeah, 70 billion meters. Apple. I don't know how far that is.
Well, take a look at the different planets. Because they'll give you the altitude, won't they?
Yeah. So that's what, 5 billion meters?
Oh, there it is. It popped up.
Yep, I see it. Yeah, that's a really obtuse orbit.
Oh.
But hey, that just...
I kind of called it that it was going to be some sort of obscene orbit, and that is an obscene orbit.
It's not... I don't know, is that vertical enough to be called a polar orbit?
Okay, I was off on polar, but highly inclined.
Yeah, it's extremely inclined. Well, we'll take a look at that next time.
Oh, that's going to be a fun one. I don't know how you're going to do that, because that's going to take a crap ton of delta V. Yeah.
I can do it. I don't know. We might be able to get a gravity assist or two.
Yeah, but remember, you have to hit that orbit. You can't just have a have it be inclined with that radius. You have to have it on that line, pretty much, don't you?
Yeah, you get some deviation. I don't know how much the deviation is going to be in that.
I mean, granted, it's going to be a very wide margin of error for that bigger orbit.
Also, it takes a lot less delta V to make course corrections at that out in interplanetary space like that.
Yeah, true.
Still, though, I've got to reach that height. I guess that height, orbital height.
I'm thinking probably ion engines and a sandwich break.
I don't have ion engines though. Whoops! I clicked on the spaceplane hangar. Yeah, I don't have ion. I'm just gonna have to go for a whole lot of rocket fuel and really nothing else on that probe. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big one.
For realsies though, we're calling it this time. Thanks for coming, everybody. It was good having y'all here. Like I said, Rach, especially you. Until next time. Rach, that's your cue.
Yeah, see ya.